You know it's a bad sign, folks, when we've got politicians going over to the war zone in order to make deals. I'm talking about not just in Ukraine for the last year. I'm talking about Lindsey Graham and Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi, Joe Biden, just about every one of the crooked politicians, rhinos, uniparty, neocons, warmongers, all love to go shake hands with people like Zelensky for photo ops so they can whisper in each other's ears sweet nothings and backdoor deals. That's what I believe is going on, not just Ukraine, but Israel as well. Now, Ukraine is the big cash cow at the moment. So people like Lindsey Graham, Mitch McConnell, and them are fighting to continue to spend that money. As a matter of fact, one of the problems that we are having right now with this House coming together behind the speaker is the fact that there is a huge spending package they're trying to shove together, which is mostly for Ukraine, involving the Israel war, funding for uh, relief, otherwise known as Hamas support, a little bit of funding for Israel, a whole lot of funding for Ukraine, a little bit of funding for Hamas, and in theory, some funding for the border. They're going to try to shove all this crap together, a few $1 billion, if not a few $1 trillion at the rate they're going. What's going to happen is this is going to die on arrival because of the fact the House is divided at the moment. But they're still doing their best to push us through, meaning they may try to executive order some of this spending, but it doesn't look like the United States is trying to do a ton of business uh, involving helping Israel, doing a lot of talking points at this point. Maybe we're going to end up selling them some more bullets before it's all said and done. But as far as them needing our manpower or our money, I don't think Israel needs either one at this point. They're a very self sustaining country. But you know how the neocons are. First opportunity to go over and shake hands and get in front of a podium and say, we support these guys right here. It's all about money, folks. War is about money. And any Republican that promotes war uh, and Democrat that promotes war is a warmonger. And they are just alike in that way. That is one of the huge problems we have in the House. There are so many of our constituents that are getting screwed because they voted for somebody that only cares about their next paycheck, which a lot of times involves this Ukraine war, and I'm guessing this Israel war as well. And of course, we got people like Lindsey Graham and a bunch of rhinos and Democrats running over to Israel to do their thing, try to do the glad hand and say that we're here to support Israel. Let's get them checks rolling. That's what it's all about. Now, I do support Israel, but not financially. I support their cause. I believe Hamas is a terrorist organization that needs to be eradicated. Just my opinion, because they will not stop unless you stop them. Because they not just chant death to America and Israel, but they actually want that. And that's the problem here, folks. I am in agreement with going after Israel's enemies, but at the same time, I believe it's the United States' job to get in the middle of this money laundering scheme, otherwise known as war. Now let's go ahead and get into this video. What I've got here for you is Lindsey Graham screaming at a Newsmax reporter, but I'm guessing followed him all the way overseas where this press conference went on in Israel to support the Israeli people. In other words, get the cash flowing.
Can you turn that? Thank you. Daniel Cohen, I'm the Jerusalem correspondent for Newsmax. I want to say thank you for being here. My family lives here. I made Aliyah 2 years ago. So this is personal. I know many people were sent from the United States, and there's international press from around the world. And I heard every single one of you voicing your support for Israel fervently, stridently. And I heard that, and I received that into my heart. And so on behalf of my family and people, I'm an American and an Israeli citizen, I say thank you. But it starts at home. And I'd like to ask any Democrat senator.
Now here's where the question gets a little ugly, and Lindsey Graham starts defending the fact.
Here that would like to speak to Rashida Tlaib. She still has a tweet up condemning Israel for a hospital attack. And
Stop.
it's not a...
No.
It's a
Stop.
fair question, Senator Graham.
We are here together, not to talk about the problems at home, which are many.
It's a fair
I've
question,
got my
Senator.
own view of what to say. You're
But
not
say
going to
it.
screw this up.
I'm not trying to screw it up.
Get this guy out of here. Now, let
I
me
live
tell
here.
you.
I'm an Israeli. I want an answer to the question, please.
I'm an American.
And I am too.
Now, what right does an American politician in Israel have to kick out a Israeli/American reporter because he don't like the questions? Shame on you, Lindsey Graham. He does not want any opposition to the fact that this is all about pushing for more funding. This is a telethon, folks. This is what this is. This is send us your money, and we're going to preach nothing but the good word from this podium. We're not going to hear any opposition, and we're definitely not going to talk about both sides of the situation, what's really going on behind the scenes. None of that. None of the ugliness of what's going on over here in this country while we are so divided. But at the same time, he only wants to talk about support for Israel. Nope, not Israel. Israel and Ukraine. Watch the end, folks. You'll see what I'm talking about.
And I believe in free speech. I don't believe what the squad has to say at
Thank you.
all. But I came here with Democrats and Republicans.
How can you claim to want free speech when 30 seconds ago you just tried to get somebody evicted from the room for asking a proper question? That's not wanting free speech. You're a liar, Lindsey Graham, at the least.
To let everybody in the world know, don't judge every Democrat by the squad, and don't judge every Republican by some of the things you hear. Where the House, where the House, they'll get their act together, but we need to do our job. We need to do our job in the Senate. We need to pass a bill that will help Israel, help Ukraine. That's at least what I think. I think the House will show up. And I'm sorry, my friend, I probably shouldn't have said it, but my nerves are raw right now.
Can you?
Poor Lindsey Graham. His nerves are shot. He has only threatened Russia and Hamas. And in a matter of just a couple of weeks, he has threatened all kinds of violence on both of these factions, whether it be we need to take out Putin or Hamas needs to be destroyed. These are actual statements coming out of Lindsey Graham's mouth. He is not just a warmonger, but he promotes war, he promotes fear, he promotes censorship of the First Amendment to try to keep that money flowing, especially for the Ukraine. But they'll take some Israel money too. That's why I don't agree with any war, not just because it's carnage, it's tragic, and there's never a winner of such a thing. War is awful, but more than that, war is corrupt because it's a business, and that's what I really hate the most to see on these interviews, podcasts, and clips. It's to see the greed running out of these guys' ears from just wanting the wars to continue to escalate, to be further funded, and I can't see it. My want to preserve human life is greater than my want to benefit off the loss of human life. And I guess that's where I could never be a politician. Some of these folks get right in the middle of this mix and don't care who it hurts to keep the money flowing. And that's what it's all about, folks. That's why I brought you this video. Uh, don't agree with censorship, but get out. That's Lindsey Graham for you, folks. Two-faced liar in person. Over and out, folks. Everybody have a great day. Just thought I'd share that.